All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I have my colleague Kim on the phone. We have our weekly update about Change Healthcare. Unfortunately, Robert could not join today. He's actually on the road, so he's unable to attend. So we're filling in his place. We have, a few updates, or a very major update is Connect Center. Connectivity should be coming back at the end of the month. We don't really have an exact date, but they said at the end of this month it should be coming back up. Connect Center, if you're unfamiliar with the website, it's basically what allows you to look at your rejections, your report, look at your ERAs, all this good stuff. We're hoping we have an update from Optum or United Healthcare by the end of the month to know a little more on what's going to be the plan for Connect Center. If you're going to need a new password, if you're not going to need a new password, if the one thing that I'm confident it will be, it's going to be a multi-factor authentication, which I'm sure everybody is aware of now, which will send a code to either your cell phone or your email for you to be able to log in. That's the major update as of now. I believe everybody should be coming back up unless everybody should be up. And if you are not, whether you are not a Microwize direct client and we have no access to your submitter ID by default, or if you have attempted to send claims and it keeps saying that your EMF is not enabled or not accessible, please let us know by sending an email to support@microwize.com with your company name, best contact number, and email, and your submitter ID. If you have to, we can be able to assist you. Those are the two updates that we have. Again, we're most likely going to have another update or another call next Friday just to update on anything that's new or just to see how everyone is doing. But as of right now, the numbers are decreasing, which is great. And not that we don't love talking to you guys, but the less number we have of attendees, the better. That means you're back up and running and you're functioning and getting back to the normal pre-cyber attack. We do have, I'm going to go through questions now. If anybody has a question, please write it down so we can answer for the group. If it's something that you would like to discuss privately, please send an email to support@microwize so we can get in touch with you and have that conversation with you privately. Lila or Leela, good afternoon to you too. We have a question from Dr. Parikh. I'm not getting the ERAs from several companies. What is the reason and what can Microwize do to assist? So if you're not getting ERAs, unfortunately, Microwize cannot do anything. And I hate to have that the answer to that question be that we cannot do anything because Connect Center is not live. The only thing that you as a practice can do, whether it's Dr. Parikh or anybody else on the phone, is to follow your claims through the insurance. The insurance, if they'll confirm that they have your claim, and if they do, then whenever they process payment, they will be able to provide you with an EOB, not even an ERA. If they happen to be able to give you an ERA, which is an 835 file, then that file we can import into your revenue management so you can be able to do auto posting. If you are not getting ERAs, whether before the cyber attack happened or during this process, you need to continue to call your insurance companies to see what they have on your claims. Again, we as Microwize have no access, just like you have no access. And we can't do anything at the moment until you have gain access to Connect Center, and hopefully they will have basically brought everything back over and you have records from February 19th or 20th when this whole thing started happening. So for login,
There
go
are
ahead.
Can
This
you?
question is from Seema. I what I was told is Connect Center is coming back up, so it will be the same website. So unless something completely or drastically change, until then, we'll know. You'll probably know as well, because you have an email with Change Healthcare or Connect Center, then you'll most likely be communicated and you link if there is a new one. But as of right now, it is Connect Center that's going to remain with probably multiple layers of security just to make sure that nothing crazy happens and nothing else gets taken or attacked or whatever it is. A question again from Dr. Parikh. How can I get ERAs on payments that I received between 219? Again, Dr. Parikh, you will have to call your insurance and you're most likely going to get EOBs, which is paper. As long as the money is going into your bank, then you have to be a paper EOB and you just have to do the manual posting. A question from Leela. Do we know if there is any issues with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield processing of claims? It seems to me that they are taking longer time to process claims. I personally don't know. I have my colleague Kim on the phone. Kim, do you happen to know any update or anything special related to Blue Cross Blue Shield from a processing timeline?
Yeah, so I have heard from quite a few people that there is a longer period
A lot of people have been mentioning that Blue Cross Blue Shield is having an issue, or not necessarily an issue, but it's taking longer. Really, the only thing that we can recommend is following up with the insurance carrier, because we don't have access to Connect Center at the moment to be able to see that. Rob, do you happen to have any information about Blue Cross Blue Shield processing claims?
I do not. I do know if we're talking about eMedics, are we talking about eMedics or just Change Healthcare?
No, just Change
Change
Healthcare.
Healthcare.
There's a lot of Blue Crosses, Blue Shields that are out there, and some of them are slowly coming back online, being reconnected. There is a website that has a list of pairs that currently have connectivity. My suggestion is just to use that site to verify that's the pair that you're sending to, and there's no disconnect with that particular pair. And I can add that link to the chat.
Yeah, let's add those two links again. I think we sent them last week and the week before, but let's go ahead and send them again just so everybody can follow up and see if their payers are good to go or not. All right. Question from Lorraine. Is Revenue Manager part of Connect Center? No, Revenue Management is the part of the software that allows you to send the claims outside of Metasoft or Lytec. So it's basically when you go check your claims and then send and then get reports. That's what Revenue Management is.
My Revenue Manager's not working. It's telling me I need an Optimum ID.
If you're talking about the OHID, is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
So the OHID, that's Capario. So you're not the Relay login, it's the Capario login. If you can send us your username to support at Microwize, so we can contact Optum to see when your login is going to be enabled. I believe what we were told is basically continue to try to log in, because we did not really have, they didn't really disclose who goes up first and who's, what phase covers what logins. You can continue to try to log into the OHID. We have no control over that part, unfortunately. Or if you want to give us your username and an email, we can try to reach out to them and see where your username falls, when it will be enabled. And we can respond to you on that.
Thank you.
Of course. And question from Dr. Scovaletti, is Medicare connected? To my understanding, Medicare is coming back up. I don't know if it's coming back up for the entire nation. I think every state is different. Kim or Robert, do you guys have an update on Medicare?
Yes, thank you. There is several Medicares out there, obviously, just like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Every state has their own contractor that does it. Payer IDs is probably the best way of locating it, and that's the payer ID that if you were to call Medicare and ask them, they'll say, this is my payer ID. You can use that number to cross-reference the payer list that I added in chat. And you can see if your particular payer that you're sending to for Medicare is listed. And if it is listed, there's a good possibility that they are reconnected or they are reestablishing connection, and they'll list the payer ID to use. That payer ID, we just need to verify in your software that it's the same one you're using now. And if it is, then you can try sending a couple of claims and see if it goes through the clearinghouse okay. And the reason why I say a couple of claims is because even though it's listed in the list as reconnected, they're sometimes still finalizing that connection, and you might get a rejection saying payer ID has expired, I believe is the error message.
Yep, correct.
And yes, so that is an indication that we just need to try again for those same particular claims.
All right. Thank you, Robert. So there's a question from Denise, if you can submit claims or not. So if you are a Relay customer, then you should be able to send claims if you're not getting the EMF login issue. If you are, please email us so we can work with you to get the new password in. If you are a Capario user, which means your submitter ID either starts with an M as in Michael or N as in Nancy, or you're using the OHID One Health login, you can also email us your username so we can try to get a projected timeline of when you'll be able to send claims. But if you're not getting either one, or if you're not on One Health ID and your Relay is not giving you an EMF error, and if you go check reports and you're able to download recent reports, then yes, you can go ahead and start sending claims like you typically would do before this whole thing happened. There's a question
Michael?
from... Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to add on to that. If you are using the One Health ID site to upload claims, Change Healthcare has asked that anyone that is using that site to create a customer care account, and I will link that to the chat. So if you're using that site to upload claims, I recommend creating an account, and then once you have an account, you'll have access to additional information regarding the clearinghouse. So this is good not only to track this current issue that we're going through with Change Healthcare, but they are updating this site with payer-specific issues that they might be experiencing, like this particular payer is having trouble with eligibility, or this particular payer is having trouble with ERAs, stuff like that. Any type of issues that they're experiencing, they're listing on this site. So it's going to be a good site to get an account with, not only for that, to track issues with payers, but also if you wanted to, you can also create tickets and submit to their support team if you're running into anything specific.
Well, thank you, Robert, for that. All right. A question from Sharon. Does anyone know if Virginia Medicaid FFS up and running? I was unable to find their code listed.
Just a moment, I'm checking.
Okay. So I'm going to go down to the following question and then we'll pop back to you again, Sharon, as soon as Robert is done. All right. The question from Lorraine. The report list has New Jersey Medicaid up as of the 17th. I guess it's not a question, it's more of a comment. So thank you for finding that, Lorraine. If you do have a question, just either type it or let us know if there's something else that we can help you with. We don't have any more questions, so we'll just wait on Robert to give an update to Sharon on that code. And then, gotcha. Thank you, Lorraine. Did you email Robert Gabriel? Because if you did, Robert Gabriel has been out of the office unless you emailed Robert Dominguez. I don't know which one you emailed, but if you are emailing or if you need help with something, I recommend you do not email text privately or directly, just because their schedules are crazy and all of our schedules are a little crazy. But the support email actually has a good amount of people that actually have access to that mailbox. So if you are emailing a person directly, your wait time will probably be longer. But if you email support, someone is going to respond to you quickly or quicker, because we have multiple people have access to the same mailbox. I don't think we have any more questions. Okay, so Robert is actually going to respond to you directly, Sharon, if that works for you. And I guess that kind of concludes all our questions that we have today. Again, please continue to send your claims. Please continue to follow up on your reports. If you are not getting ERAs, please contact the insurance. Make sure to see what they have on file and make sure they know that that you're looking for ERAs. If you are able to get 835 format ERAs, if the insurance is able to provide you with those, we can bring those in revenue management to help you with the auto posting if you are doing auto posting. But if you're only getting PDFs, then unfortunately you will have to do manual upload or manual posting for the time being. Again, Connect Center is projected to come back at the end of this month. We don't have an exact date and we don't know if it's going to be the same website, but as of this morning, I talked to our rep at Optum and they said it should be coming back as Connect Center. But if there's anything different, we'll make sure to notify you. Please make sure to create an account like Robert recommended for the One Health ID logins to make sure that you're getting updates and able to open support tickets if you need to for things that they can only fix or help with. Make sure you check your payer lists to make sure that your payers are listed and they're ready to go. And we will have a call next Friday, same time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And please send your questions, requests, or anything to support@microwize.com. If you would like to CC somebody that you've been communicating with on that email, you're more than welcome to. But the support email does get access. At least 10 people have access to the same mailbox. So somebody is going to be able to help you faster instead of you waiting by emailing one person directly. Thank you, Leila. Thank you. We appreciate you and we appreciate everybody. And I know this has not been the easiest thing, and it's definitely not what everybody or anybody had anticipated to happen in a new year, but we're coming back up and we hope that you're getting paid and taking care of cash flow and things are coming back to normal now and continues to come back to normal. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your business and thank you for your patience with us. And we will be in touch with you with another meeting invitation for next week. And the recording of this meeting will be live around Monday or Tuesday as soon as it's cleaned up and posted on our website. Thank you. And I hope you have a great day and great evening and great weekend.